Welcome back to Allen Park, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. The PBA League Mark Roth Classic from Thunderbolt Lanes. Lon McCarron along with Randy Peterson and JT Action Jackson down on the floor. Ready for our final team match of the day now. The number 1 seed Motown Muscle taking on the New York City WTT Kingpins. It's a rematch of the semifinal from last week. The Kingpins won that 225 to 192.
The Motown Muscle with Ronnie Russell will lead us off. Here's the Motown Muscle lineup. Russell, followed by Jesse Buss, Tom Smallwood, Mike Scroggins, and franchise player Mike Fagan. Jerome Bettis, the team owner. Russell to set the tone, and he does it just perfectly.
Well, that's what you're looking for in your leadoff bowler. Country Boy steps up and throws 10 back and comes back and high fives everybody, gets them fired up.
John Serbinski as this Kingpin team coming off a 211-162 win against the Philadelphia Hitmen in the previous semifinal match. Serbinski trying to get his team fired up. That's a good ball.
That's right. Nice shot. Nice shot, John.
John's been solid throughout this entire competition thus far, and boy, he just gets up and answers the strike that Ronnie Russell started off with. What a great shot by John Zerbinski.
Jesse Buss. Jesse, I'm not Jerome Bettis, Buss from Belvedere, Illinois, 28 years old. No PBA wins yet. He did win the Midwest Regional Stars and Stripes Open, a tourney his late father won in the mid-90s. Wow, what a kick, but 7-pin sticks around.
That was a huge break. That the 2, the 5, and the 8 fell late. This guy's got tunnels for veins on his arm, right arm there. Jesse, maybe it's Jesse the Body Bus.
Yeah, maybe so.
This guy's in some pretty good shape.
He converts in his second.
Come on, guys.
Only second for the Kingpins, Jack Jurek.
Jack Jurek now. Even match right now. Jurek from New York, 49 years old, 2 PBA titles. One of them he won right here at Thunderbolt. Doesn't like it.
Another pulled shot, and this time he's going to pay. Back-to-back pulled shots on that right lane for Jack Jurek. He knew it immediately. Right out of his hand, it was going to go high.
So the second-seeded Kingpins in early trouble. Open frame for Jurek here in the second. Talk about a little local history and Jurek having won here. Tom Smallwood has some history here too, Randy.
Tom Smallwood's bowled phenomenally in this center. Made it through tour trials a few years back in this building.
Oh, almost got that kick.
Nice try, hit that. Jesus.
Great story.
Got a one in front of it.
Take a look at this shot. He feeds it just a hair right, and the ball comes back, leaving that soft 10, but former auto worker. From that to a major championship winner.
And he has kept his job here on the line at the PBA. He delivers a spare after the open from Jurek and the Kingpins. Now Tommy Jones trying to get his Kingpins back on the right track here. On the right lane. Down by 11 early. Tommy had a 15-match TV win streak back in 05-06. There you go. Just when you need it most, TJ comes through.
And that's what good teammates do, is they pick up the slack when one of their own opens up, and that's exactly what Tommy Jones did right there in the third frame.
Now the lefty, Mike Scroggins. Any advantage for the lefties after, are these lanes getting torn apart on a certain portion for right-handers, or?
Well, there's not enough shots going down the lane. They are breaking down a little bit, but there's just not enough shots going down the lane to make drastic differences.
They like a rug, man.
Scroggins could have been arrested for that last shot. He pulled it so badly, and you heard him say, lie like a rug, and boy, that ball held pocket and froze right there. Pete Weber now stepping up in the fourth frame, can double up and close the gap.
Scroggins all smiles on the bench as he watches franchise player for Kingpins, Pete Weber.
Yeah, baby. That's right. That's right. Come on.
Double for the Kingpins.
Double for USC. Back to the lead with just one pin.
See that hand open at the top, the rotation around the side of the bowling ball at release, and then the bowling ball taking the 8-pin out.
Dancer-like flair with that right hand going up to the lights.
Well, and that hand opening, you know, you see that hand open at release, it's just flawless motion. That's why he's been so good for so long. Remember that kid came out on tour when he was like 17 and a half?
Franchise player Mike Fagan with a muscle. He drafted this club. Not how he wanted to follow Pete Weber.
Interesting, when you go down the list of averages for this team, Mike Fagan had the lowest average, and he's pulling anchor. Must be nice to be the king of your castle.
Do you begrudge Fagan anytime?
No, I mean, Mike's so good, you know, just
absolutely.
His stats on this oil pattern maybe wasn't as good as the rest of his teammates. I mean, you're talking, you know, 8-9 pins a game.
All right, now the anchor for the Kingpins, Scott Norton, who we're going to be seeing very soon bowl for the Mark Roth Classic title against Michael Haugen Jr., and that coming up when this team competition is done. Norton has been such an on-target bowler. And Norton is still running hot here. So here we go. It is a close match. We're going to take a break. The teams are going to switch lanes, and we're going to finish off this finale. Come on back to Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park. Welcome back to Allen Park and Thunderbolt Lanes in the PBA League Mark Roth Classic. Motown Muscle down by 9 to the Kingpins. Take a look at the Motown Muscle team owner is Jerome Bettis, a native of Detroit, 13-year NFL career as a running back, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. Of course, he won a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers, 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards. Ronnie Russell now to open up the 6th, Motown Muscle. Russell struck in the first.
Oh, God.
Boy, a lot of pin action bringing the strike in the 6th. Yeah, look at the wry smile and the whole team there.
Well, Ronnie's done his job.
It's still late there. I mean,
He's done his job. He struck in the first frame. He struck in the 6th frame, and even though he didn't like that shot, it's still 10. Zerbinski has been so rock solid throughout this team competition. And right now he's looking to make it 4 in a row for the Kingpins.
Trying to extend New York City's lead here. They are bowling now on a different lane from their first ball. In their first frame, they were rolling earlier in the first half.
Yeah, they flip-flop lanes as they've done throughout the team competition, and this ball never gets far enough to the right and goes high. This team has got experience. Remember, they have a match under their belt, and they should have a pretty good idea of what both lanes are doing.
All right. I stayed the same, and I guess I was a little bit slower.
7th frame.
John Zerbinski just came back and told the rest of his teammates, hey, I played him the same as I did last time I was on that lane. I went high. His teammates are going to make the adjustment now based off the information John just gave him.
That's one of the reasons Pete told me that he has Zerbinski, because Zerbinski's smart. He can read the lane, and he can tell the rest of the team where to go. And that's exactly what he was doing. And Bus comes up with a strike in the 7th. That's a double for the Motown Muscle as they now have the lead.
Well, let's see if Jack Jarrett can make a little bit better shot. Last couple times he's pulled the bowling ball and gone high. Jack really needs to trust his instincts and just make a good shot here.
You can see on Jarrett's face how seriously these guys are taking this. It's getting down to the mean street time. Oh, wow! Where did that pin come from?
That's right.
Oh!
Well, here, I'm going to show you something that guys like myself and guys like Jack Jarrett don't see very often. I want you to watch this pin carry. Head pin goes to the sidewall. Something takes out the 7. The head pin comes over, takes out the 10. That's a messenger. Jack doesn't throw a lot of those, and neither do I.
But they needed it. Smallwood now in the 8th for the Muscle.
Again, we've seen it time and time on that right lane. The player's not trusting it enough to give it some room to the right. Smallwood, same kind of thing. A lot of hand and too much of a rev rate to hold the ball on line going that straight. He's got to give the ball a little room to the right. Unfortunately, that's the last shot he's going to have on that right lane.
Every frame they throw is a mystery. He's throwing one on each side. Open frame for the Muscle, and that could be a killer.
And the bad news now is that the Kingpins are working on a strike, and Tommy Jones is stepping up. And right behind him, Weber.
Well, we saw Tommy open up in his 3rd frame in the semifinal match. The Kingpins did manage to go on to win that against the Hitmen, 211-162. And Tommy came back in his 8th to strike in that match. Jones with a strike with his first ball in this match.
No.
Lane is so tight.
A little too much ball speed, and the ball doesn't pick up down the lane. And it's basically what Tommy's referring to, tight down the lane.
Yeah,
And
one's back behind you. Right here now.
that's just a little bit slower. It gives the ball time to pick up and come off at the end of the pattern and get to the pocket. Instead, it's an 8-10. He's going to flame it really hard at the 10 pin and hope it bounces out.
Going for the 1, trying to kick it back. He does kick it into Deadwood territory.
Not bad.
Seesaw match back and forth. It's a 1-pin match in favor of Motown
I
Muscle.
like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
So here you see how it lays out with 2 frames to go. The Kingpins down by 1. The Muscle on the approach. And Mike Scroggins, he struck in the 4th. Scroggins with a key strike for the Motown Muscle.
Strikes for the Muscle. 1-pin lead for Motown.
Great shot by Mike Scroggins. Now it's PDW time.
With him bowling here and the way that Norton's bowling, it's like having 2 anchormen. See Mark Roth on the left sporting the PDW glasses once again. Kingpins down by 1. Does he like it? He likes it.
That's right. That's the little roll right there, baby.
See, exactly what I was talking about, the difference between that shot and Tommy Jones. Pete Weber a little bit farther right, a little softer hand, a little softer speed, a little bit more rotation. Pete's ball recovers at the same spot where Tommy Jones's ball went right through it, leaving the 8-10. Come down to the 10th frame. Let's see which anchor bowler performs. And this is what it's all about when it comes to Baker-style bowling.
Norton, the anchor for the Kingpins, waiting to bowl. He's watching the leader of Motown Muscle, Mike Fagan, put himself in this anchor position. And now he has to step up. He doesn't get the mix that he wanted.
Boy, and if you're Motown right now, you can't feel really good about what just happened. Not with Scott Norton getting set to come up in the 10th frame working on a strike. Spare here. They'll be in the 190s, but Kingpins are working on a strike in the 9th.
So Fagan converts.
Real important shot here, Lon. If he were to get 9, they'd have 194. Scott Norton could go spare strike and shoot 194. We'd have a tie. So count is everything on this fill shot.
Mike Fagan looking for maximum count, but maximum heat on Scott Norton. He's wondering, where was that a moment ago? 195 for the Muscle.
Norton's got to strike on this ball. He has to strike on this ball. Anything less, Motown Muscle wins.
Top-seeded Motown Muscle. Number 2 seed. WTT Kingpins coming down to the 10th frame. Norton, the anchor, needs a strike. No, not gonna be. Norton comes up short, probably for the first time all week, giving the Motown Muscle, the top seed in this match, maximum points. What a match that was between two all-star teams.
12 points for the win go to the Motown Muscle. That moves them into second place overall behind the Kingpins, who receive 8 points for their runner-up finish. Remember, the top 4 teams after 2 more rounds will go to Indianapolis in April for a chance to win it all and bring home the PBA League Elias Cup. More bowling still to come. A PBA singles title on the line as Scott Norton takes on a man with a little something to prove, Michael Haugen Jr. That championship coming up next. Stay with us.